Women that we want to achieve to this position. So I want to say a very big thank you to the President for giving us those beautiful and handsome nominees, those very hard-working nominees. So, Mr. Leader of the Opposition, please join us to rapidly approve those fine nominees. I thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, can I observe, please?
Yes, proceed.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It appears, Mr. Speaker, that most of my colleagues, with respect to them, are members of the appointment committee. They should be giving us chance to talk about this, some of these things. Every time we come to the well, every time we come, Mr. Speaker, it appears those that are in the appointment committee.
Mr. Speaker, I just said I did not appoint. I did not attend the committee because my niece was there.
Okay. Honorable Nenelebi is noted.
Okay, thank you.
Is noted. Yes, Honorable Veronica.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, some people might want to know or might feel I went to you to lobby so that I can talk. I went to you purposely for another thing. But I believe the reason why you called me, because I had a memory from the back. So, Mr. Speaker, am I protected? Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, SO2. So if not to that, you go for total. You can say what you go to.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I went there for another issue. But I believe Mr. Speaker feels that I need to say something, especially for the women, because I am representing the women of West Africa and Sierra Leone in particular. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I must say thanks to His Excellency, the President, for giving us these fine gentlemen and beautiful ladies. You see, this is what a true government and a progressive government does. It cuts across women, men, disability, and the likes. You know, let me start with Madam Willett. That very day when I read your CV, I believe you are an encyclopedia of communication. It goes without saying. I know you will do more. And since you are, this is for all of you who are trustees, because when they say trustee, you have to, look into the properties of some organizations or any institutions that you are sent to. And there are so many things you need to do. It's not only about broadcasting. It's not only about sending messages. It's not only about other things. But you need to do more in that particular institution in terms of building and the properties. I will remember vividly during the interregnum, the Njala University was occupying that particular institution. Look at the dilapidated buildings that are there. You need to improve. And I'm happy when the chief whip mentioned about helping the SLBC. SLBC is our baby. SLBC is the baby of Sierra Leone. You see, I always say this. You see SLBC. You see State Lottery. You see Seratel. You know, all these other institutions, they can go, but these people will stay. Signpost, they stay. So that's why we should build on SLBC if we are going to add or make sure or we lobby for additional budget. I think SLBC should be number one, because information is power. If we empower them, then we see we'll have more programs. When you came here the last time, I said we want to see more of these programs. Sometimes this is what our grandmothers, our parents, or some of us we are enjoying. This Nene, Tontoyama, Nyanga, Tegomi, or you name them. We want to be getting these things. So that is why I love SLBC. And you see, they say when my leader was talking, 40 or 50%, I can say, the woman, the director is a woman. The trustees who are responsible for the properties are women. So let us see how you can do. What the men can do, you women can do it better. So if you don't run after the chairman, the communication chairman, wherein I am a member, let us see how we can improve SLBC. So with that, I want to say thanks to His Excellency, and we want to see you lead and others follow. I have no doubt, all of you, Hawa, and the other trustees, because this goes for one trustee. I don't want to say this and this and this. All this is for the trustees. You trustees have a responsibility to do in SLBC if you want SLBC to grow, and if you want your director to grow. So please help her. We want to see more women, because we are crying for women. Where are the women? They cry for woman there. That is why His Excellency has passion for women. He has said, okay, I've had more of this. Let me give them this woman. And you know, information is far. That is why you are going there. And that is why a woman is there. So please, personality conflict, this and that, drop and work in the interest of this nation. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, of course, water is life. Mr. Foni, you have a task. By then, when the Guma was formed, there was the amount of people, the population was small. Now it has expanded. If you go to the extreme, you will see so many houses and what? You have the tax. Water is life. A word to a wise is sufficient. You have to do more and take from your predecessor. And also, you mentioned about this gender in your CV. I'm too fussy about gender. We are the sufferers. You have to make sure you encourage the gender sector. You men don't be jealous, because we are your, you have your sisters, your aunties or whatever, because we are powerful instruments for development. You need to make use of us. Please, the gender aspect. Work with WIMSA, I forgot that area, with WIMSA, and make sure you incorporate them in some of your programs. So Dr. Kone, I have known that gentleman for over 25 years in Bo, and we started it together. I admired him so much when he was going around to bring these disabled people together. You know, that's why you have artificial disability through accidents or other things. But he made it possible to make sure that their voices are being heard. And now you are there. You know, that is always what I'll say. Those who have suffered much have a right to be happy. And now you're happy. You are representing them. You are not representing yourself. Make sure you incorporate them. Disability is not an inability. You can sing, you can dance, you can crack jokes, football, and the legs. Make use of yourself. You are part of us. You are part of the system. You voted. So therefore, that is why His Excellency has thought it fit to incorporate you. And there is much and more for you people. And let me come. I sometimes be emotional, you know, for her. She's a darling sister. She has been there for me. I can assure this house, this woman is a woman of her words. She advises. She does everything. See me, I'm coming from Shenge, a Shabro by tribe. She's coming from Keneman East. My children never knew that we are not from the same parents. They always take her to be their best auntie. Madam, do your best. And continue to do your best. Now, there are challenges everywhere. Maritime, you heard from the leader. Maritime, there are challenges, but I know you will do your best. I have no doubt. Let me congratulate all of you. You are all qualified. And my brother from Moyamba district, Nyelenke, I heard from the applause, and a question was asked. We said no. You know, in acting, if you are an actress, they will ask you to act everywhere. You can be a seasoned actor, you can be the star, but they can take you to be a star to go and act as a crazy person, to know if you are competent, if you are capable to do that particular act. You are a minister. Some people will say it's a demotion. It's not a demotion. It's to build you up. It's to do more. And there is more and much more ahead of you. So go ahead and do your best. As you heard from the colleagues, from my colleagues, about your proactiveness in sports. And I have no doubt. You are smiling. You are very much, relaxed. Some people will say, no, I'm not going to take our SO2. But you are very cheerful. And I admired you. So keep it up. And want to see more activities in the sporting sector. With that, I have no doubt. Let me join my colleagues in congratulating you to do more. You women, lead. And the men will follow us. Thank you very much. You women, lead us. So that they can see the worth of women. And men support us. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, please allow me to disappoint you. I'm just taking one from my left and we round up. All of those people that are here know that you have said wonderful things about them, that you approve of them. So you don't need to say anything for that, please. So one from my left and we round up.
Well, Mr. Speaker, please, before you give the floor to my colleague, I want to call your attention to the clock.
Oh yes,
It's past 12.
yes.
Although I wanted to continue after
No, please, please. Yes.
Thank you. However, I move that SO5 to be suspended for us to continue with the business of the day. Thank you.
Yes, any seconder?
I so second.
All those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Proceed, Honorable.
Thank you very much.
Please, Honorable Leader, please. Please. Yes, proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Today, I was actually not in the mood to say anything, but given the list of nominees, especially those who are nominated to serve SLBC board, it is but prudent and proper that I please lend my voice to this debate. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have worked with certain colleagues who have been appointed or nominated to serve that board. One of whom is Madam Williams. Before I became a lawyer, I was a journalist. We worked together. She was also a colleague at Study College. As a lawyer, I have been working with Esquire Cecilia Tucker. These two personalities actually, I want to give the assurance of this house, except, as we usually say, human beings are predictable. But for all I know, or for what I have known them for, I believe they serve this nation better. And I want to give the assurance, yes indeed, I am on this side of the aisle, on this side of the house. But as I've always stated, we always support governance for as long as it is something that is good. So if you believe in somebody or someone who has served previously in another capacity, in a different capacity, and today that person has been appointed to serve in this government, if you are true to yourself, you must say yes. You must be able to give that assurance. And then secondly, Mr. Speaker, I have also interacted plentiful with the then Minister of Sports, who is no less a person, 4 years in this house, I served as the deputy chairman of the sports committee. I've traveled together with Mr. Nyelenke. We've worked together in pushing the sporting sector within this past 4 years. Indeed, as the Honorable Whip said, he is somebody who is very much respectful, somebody who is very much tolerant, and indeed, as well, should I say, the member of the house said, he is a star. A star is a star, wherever he or she is taken to. Mr. Nyelenke is a person who treats somebody irrespective of where you belong or irrespective of your affiliation. Mr. Nyelenke is somebody who is passionate about the development of sport in this country. So wherever you are, whatever you want to do, for as long as you are ready to move and improve sports in this country, he is ready to work with you with his last block of the law and the last block of the So to end, Mr. Speaker, I want to admonish all of these nominees. I will take the cue from the Honorable Speaker. What he used to say when he's always debating is that go to these offices, try to do better than your predecessor. If Mr. A or Madam B has served in that capacity and he or she has done X, Y, Z, you must be able to do X, Y, Z, 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 Z. So that is why I want to admonish all nominees. You are not serving the SLBC government, you are serving the people of Sierra Leone. When Sierra Leone is good, it is good for every Sierra Leonean, irrespective of where you belong. When Sierra Leone goes bad, it is bad for each and every Sierra Leonean. And on that note, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge this House to at least approve this nominee. I thank you very much. God bless you.
We have your position.
Mr. Speaker, on your members, I want to seize this opportunity to thank the President for the appointment made so far. And like we say, our primary responsibility is to make Sierra Leone great. If you have good Sierra Leoneans, regardless of which political party they find themselves, you must be bold enough to say it. Until we reach the stage where APC members will be able to say good things about the good Sierra Leoneans in SLBC, and SLBC members will be able to say the good things about good Sierra Leoneans in APC, will not be able to forge ahead as a nation. There are good people in all political parties, and there are bad people in all political parties. But we tend to defend the bad people because we share the same political party with them. And that is the crux of our problem. When you steal and you are in APC, APC members will cover you, they will defend you. When you steal government's money and you are in SLBC, the SLBC members will support you, they will defend you, not knowing that you are causing harm to them. So until we are able to cross that stage, we will not be able to make progress as a nation. We have been too political, and we have to reduce that as a nation. I was looking at the list. Let me make certain things clear. Firstly, for those who have the Act, the SLBC Act, subsection 1B of section 3 clearly states the constitution of the board. It is not every board member that is appointed by the president. It is only the chairman of the board that is appointed by the president. There are institutional representations in the board. Like, for example, subsection 1B of section 3 talks about a representation from the Council of Parliamentary, representation from Interreligious Council, representation from Women's Forum, representation from Sierra Leone Bar Association, representation from University of Sierra Leone Engineering Department where I come from, representation from Youth Council, representation from SLAJ, representation from civil society. And all of those representations from all of these institutions that are stated here are done without influence of the national government. So when we debate them, it is not for us to politicize. They are Sierra Leoneans, and they are representing reputable institutions that have tried their way in Sierra Leone. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the role of the board is very crucial, very, very crucial. And basically, I would want to look at SLBC as a whole before I am mirroring at individual appointments made. Firstly, the SLBC is the oldest English broadcaster in the whole of West Africa. Oldest English broadcaster in the whole of West Africa. SLBC was established in the early 1934, and it began its broadcast in 1963. So you cannot compare SLBC to any other broadcaster in the West African sub-region. In terms of age, that is what I'm saying. For example, the Ghana television, the GTV, commenced operation July 31st, 1963. SLBC is older than the national broadcaster in Ghana. The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, was established in 1977. SLBC is older than the national broadcaster in Nigeria. The Liberian National Television was established on January 1st, 1964. SLBC is older than the national broadcaster in Liberia. The Guinea national broadcaster, called Radio Television de Guinée, RTG, was established in 1966. SLBC is older than the broadcaster in Guinea. So what's the problem with SLBC? Why are we not getting there? This should be the concern of every genuine Sierra Leonean. When I was a member of the Committee on Information, our chairman there, Honorable Bustin Munda, who has been one of the most active chairmen in this parliament, organized, he organized, we went to Ghana. We went to Ghana together, and we took a look at the advancement made by the broadcasting houses in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, honorable member, what I want to make very clear is that Ghana has what they call the DTT. DTT is the Digital Terrestrial Television. It brings together all broadcasting houses in Ghana, all television stations. You don't have to have antenna. You don't have to have transmitter. You don't have to have a microwave antenna to transmit your signals. You don't have to have transmitters. You don't have to, you just have your own cubic room, and do your broadcast there. It is their own responsibility to ensure that what you do in your cubicle goes public and goes national. They have transformed from analog to digital, and that is what we expect SLBC, which is the oldest English broadcaster in the whole sub-region, to do also. We are not late yet. We are not late yet. There are some things we should work together to ensure that we achieve as a nation. In fact, what the government did, the Ghanaian government, what they did was they formed a committee when they wanted to migrate from analog to digital. They formed a committee that was at the end of 2010. And the committee was called National Digital Broadcaster Migration Committee. What is the responsibility of the committee? It was to ensure that they migrate from analog to digital. In fact, the committee was constituted by several ministries, departments and agencies, members of parliament, regulators, and executives from both state and private broadcasters. In fact, there was where we learned that even the national telecommunications company of Ghana played an extreme role in ensuring that they broadcast all of these televisions together. And I believe that we have representatives here from NATCA. They should also have that in mind. In fact, we were taken to some rooms or some podiums that were designed purposely for broadcasting. Any television station can use those facilities, and they were built by Kenneth, the company that was contracted to do the migration. So I believe we are not late yet. Let's work towards it. We are older than Ghana that has succeeded in doing this. We should do more to ensure that we reclaim our past glory. We cannot be first and now be last. Let us do all we can to ensure that we create the prerequisite change. They say if you find yourself somewhere and you do not create the necessary impact, it would have been better you never existed. So we have, the onus is on us to ensure that we do it. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, like I have said, we have a lot to do as a nation. A lot to do as a nation. And for us to be competitive in the sub-region, it has to be a huge sacrifice. We have had members of parliament who have showered praises on appointees. And the best way to know if an appointee is good or extremely good, or if an appointee has been performing exceptionally good, is when you perform to the extent that the opposition cannot hold up their praises and sentiment towards you. That has been demonstrated here unequivocally when we had members of parliament from the opposition unhesitatingly showering their praises on the former Minister of Sport. In fact, during his reign as former minister, Parliament played the executive, and he was a midfielder. That was why I showed him that there is little difference between myself and Paul Scholes. I ran with him in the middle. And before you could remember, I had a penalty. That was where we got our first goal. So Parliament also has professional players. We are looking forward to the day Leone will call us. Leone. So like you said, when you have national responsibility, you owe it to this nation. Because you don't know when next you will have similar responsibility. People should always be bold enough to say good things about you when you leave office. But some of the appointees, no sooner they get to their office, they think it is their personal property. And when they lose the office, they cannot even walk in the streets with their heads up because they know how they have treated other people whilst they held the office. You are in those offices to make the lives of Sierra Leoneans better. You are in those offices to make Sierra Leone better. You are not in those offices to make your personal family and generation better as against the interests of the state. If you take an analysis, you just weigh the standard of living with some appointees, weigh their standard of living, and weigh the performance of their ministries, departments, and agencies. It's a complete reverse. They are living up there whilst their ministries, departments, and agencies are languishing. They are languishing. Once you are appointed, I have said this here times without number, that you would attract blessing through your appointment and you attract curse through your appointment. Adam and Eve were appointed by God to preside over the Garden of Eden, but they left there with curse because they did not perform the way God expected them. So also, when you are appointed as a public official, if you don't seek the interest of your nation, you will live there with curse. That is why in some cases they would say SO2, then they begin and social drugs they take, not better. It's because of what you sow. You deprived a lot of Sierra Leoneans. You prevented them from having public services. You think you are doing good to your family, not knowing that there is God. I want to talk to you that are seated here. We are jubilating, the gallery is jubilating on your behalf. But note that these services you are rendering, if Parliament does not hold you accountable, posterity will hold you accountable. I am not doing it in bad faith. I want you to perform well. Sierra Leone is our country. We don't have second option. Wherever we go, we are second citizens. They cannot equate us to their citizens. So we want the best for our own. This is our own. So anybody who wishes these appointees to fail, the person is not Sierra Leone. They want you to succeed. They want you to succeed. I'll go to Dr. James Sambasisi. He is representing the Fuabe College Engineering. Of course, several years back I was a student in that department. Graduated with an honors degree in electricals and electronics engineering. But incidentally, we did not meet at Fuabe College. At the time he returned after his PhD, I had graduated from Fuabe College. But we met at Comium, where he was head of the engineering, and I was a new graduate from Fuabe College. In Parliament, we have undertone. There are some undertone that do not need reply. And Emerson Shield is one of those that don't need reply. I will save you, sir. I will not reply, sir. He is full of experience and ideas. And when he returned, he impacted Comium with a lot of technological advancement. Most of what he learned in China. I am sure his presence in this board will go a long way to revolutionize our dream. This board should make it a target that before your term expires, SLBC should change from analog to digital. Dr. Williet James, the chairperson of the board. Of course, whilst reading the CV, a lot has been said about her in the report. But again, I want to say that when you face a podium of this nature, where you have the nation speaking to you, because Parliament is a microcosm
of the entire nation, which is the macrocosm. So the nation speaks to you through parliament. So if you are being commended by this parliament, you should know that that is not the end of the battle. You have a lot to prove. You have to work extra so that these members of parliament that have showered praises on you will not be ashamed of your performance in your new appointment. Honorable Bintu Myers, a lot has been said about you. You know, when the deputy leader of government business, who seconded the motion, who was debating, he said something that I want to disagree with. He said, you worked competently at the SLBC office. That is why you are rewarded. And he advised other people to work diligently with SLBC. I want to assure him and this entire gathering that your appointment is not a compensation. You deserve it. We always look for Sierra Leoneans who have performed exceptionally well, who have the interest of this nation at heart. And you are one of those people. Being in SLBC does not make you a bad person. Likewise, being in APC does not make anybody a bad person. We are all Sierra Leoneans, and we should be seen working together for the progress of our only nation. Of course, you all know that Sierra Leone is very small geographically. Our country is small. So if we cannot manage ourselves as small as we are, we cannot manage ourselves. This is the country in which you can come from the two extreme places. You can travel there for a single day. A single day you can travel from the two extreme places. If we cannot love ourselves, if we develop hate because of regional affiliation or because of political affiliation, what will this nation hold for us? We should begin to love ourselves. Mommy, you are a good person. And you have a lot to do to ensure that this generation holds that same image about you. What you do in this appointment will not go unnoticed. So you have more to do, ma. You are a good person. And also the deputy leader of government business, Honorable Siliki. He said, Mr. Van de Kone is APC, and for the fact that they are giving appointments to APC, it shows how inclusive this government is. I am an authentic voice of the APC because I am the leader of the opposition in parliament. Let me furnish you with some of the information you may not have been privileged with. Step Mama left me. Mr. Bandi Kone tendered his resignation to the APC. He tendered his resignation to the APC. And he declared for SLBC. That doesn't make him a bad man. He's a good Sierra Leonean. It doesn't make him a bad man. Or as you assume, because he is SLBC, or because he left APC, we should say bad things about him. No. We are too patriotic to condescend so low. We are too patriotic to condescend so low. All of us know how vociferous he has been in championing cases relating to disabled people, people with disability. He has been so forward-looking and positively dispositioned. So to me, regardless of his political affiliation, he deserves the appointment. He deserves the appointment. I have not seen anybody that is challenged in his manner that has been more vociferous than him. When you get to that officer, make sure that you serve your colleagues. Make sure that you seek the interest of all of them, regardless of their political affiliation. Make sure that you serve all of them. One thing that destroys appointees is when they are too political than being nationalistic. This is Sierra Leone. Whenever you have any position, what should come into your mind is that there is a day that I'll be asked out of this office. And when I'm asked out of this office, would I be bold enough to talk to everybody? Would I? Today, the former Minister of Sport is here, and we are all showering praises on him because of what he did in his office. Do you think because he spoke with APC or because he was fair in the way he deals with issues in his office, do you think he did not perform in his office? He performed. So your responsibility is to perform, not to make enmity. Don't think the best way you can please anybody is when you are unfriendly to the opposition. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to go to our brother, our father, Mr. Isaac Sowa, the proposed board member, Board of Trustees, Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Before he faced us in the panel at the Committee on Appointment, before he faced the committee, 2 days before that, I heard him reading news. And I was so shocked and surprised. I said, is this not Isaac Sowa, who was reading news while we were in primary school? He is. He is a living legend. These are the people who have passion for their profession. They love what they do. They love what they do. Interestingly, my father is a
all facets of affairs. They are present. Civil society, bar association, professional from engineering, ETA. What are we waiting? We make beautiful laws because I will not in governance, so I will not support. But today, Honorable Abdul has gone beyond the traditional values under normal temperature and pressure to say good things about these wonderful memories. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you for your contributions. Paramount Chief, I salute you. Member for the 4th Estate. Go, say whatever you see. We have seen them talking about us. Mr. Speaker, I told you the last time that we have enormous powers. But you know why I like you? I continue to say this one. When I told you that somebody sent contempt of Parliament, Section 95, when we passed the toll gate, we was in Ghana. All of us were in Ghana. I saw this text message. I will not name the chat. Lambasted the parliamentarians. You know the work of Parliament I have said, and we have, and there's going to be a new MOU. When civil society was trying to look at Parliament as a mist, we try to demystify Parliament. Parliament is not a secret society. It's the house of the people. So what we did, we brought the civil society on board. We have MOU with civil society to demystify what you are doing. But there's one thing in Parliament, if you don't try to study, even if you come here as a PhD, you have to study, you have to understand. You see, there's a provision, that is a press gallery. You're over there. Every day they are causing trouble. But we do with them. We told them sometimes, we told them, we tell them, but we don't overuse our powers. But let them try to understand what we do. We are also responsible Sierra Leoneans. Don't blast us because you are representing people. They lambast my colleagues on the other side because they are receiving fast salaries, they are doing this, they are doing that. Mr. Speaker, summit agreement that has to do with the state, you can't joke with it. Like the toll gate. And they lambasted them. Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, we need to them to understand. That's why I like the words Mr. Isaac used in the committee, and I read it. That takes extra decision, this business of information and civic education we need. Not because you have PhD in chemistry, not Dr. Hardy I'm talking about. No, I'm not. Parliament is a different place, sir. We are as open under your administration that if you have questions to ask, come to us. When you come to me, I can talk to you. But using social media platform to issue out derogatory statement against members of Parliament, they call us honorable members till we die. We don't intend to overuse our powers, but we intend to work with members of the Fourth Estate. They are part of the democratic process. We are aware of the premature publication by committee. Same person published an account of a nominee that he did not ask me. They went further to get to publish another that has with the party of your past. Just try to listen to the voice of our people. And they said SO2 because they fact like opposition, they like government people, and they don't go take money and don't go sit down. We are responsible people. I can read the profile of certain people here. You can like Honorable Abu Kabo, but he's a reverend pastor. You don't like Timbo. Timbo is a well-trained and well-ambassador as a lawyer. You may not like Dane. Dane is a lawyer. All of them, I can name them over and over. Look at my other reverend here. Former mayor. Ismail, former mayor. He's a reverend too. They are there with billions of leones. They are there with thousands of dollars in their own personal domains. But people, because you are parliamentarian, they use odd adjectives to classify us. When you touch them, they will start to shout, Parliament uses excessive powers. But let me use your officer to your good help. That this Parliament is open to every shades of institutions in this country to clarify issues. If nobody can talk to you, I can talk to you. Mr. Speaker, I know you are as open and genuine. You can bend backwards to do anything. I've seen it happen. That's why I use a quotation on you. That you answer my colleague, or you know the right where the right is. So I'm just using this platform to preach to my members of the Fourth Estate. Classify us, but justify it. Classify us, but justify it. If you say I'm a man, say why I'm not a man. If you say I'm a woman, classify me and justify why this person cannot be in that position. So we can do what we can. The only thing we cannot do as parliamentarians, even at that, it's happening in other countries now. They are arguing about the AI. Now in the Parliament of the House of Commons and the Congress, the AI is taking over now. Artificial intelligence. They are not trying to legislate. How dare we regulate? So Parliament, we can do anything. The only thing that you are now under question, how do we change a man to a woman? Even at that, scientifically, they are trying to fix it. My honorable Paramount Chiefs, colleagues, member of First Estate, Clark, thank you very much. God bless us all. Thank you.
These two leaders, thank you very much, honorable leader of government business. Yes, can you move again?
Because you are talking, so you know, I have to sit. I have to resume my seat. Mr. Speaker, but then I don't know if you want me to sit to recognize the man who has served with dexterity.
Don't worry, just move.
What?
Just move, don't worry.
Are you the chemist? Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I therefore move that the 16th report of the first session of the Committee on Appointment and Public Service be adopted by the House and the recommendations contained therein be approved. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable members, before I put the question, may I at this stage recognize the presence of the chairman of the SLBC. You are heartily welcome, Mr. Chairman, of the Grand Old Party. Honorable members, the question is that the 16th report of the first session of the 6th Parliament of the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service be adopted by the House and that the recommendations contained therein be approved. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The motion of the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service as recommended has been approved.
Let me take this opportunity on behalf of Parliament to congratulate you on your approval. You are going to offices that have been occupied by Sierra Leoneans before. We have not done much as a nation. We have been going in circles. When you go to these offices, my plea is for you to do something different. Let's move on now as a nation. Thank you very much. You believe. Yes, Honorable Zomo.